Hi, Keegan. How are you? I'm Hannah.
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you. So I understand that you've recently suffered from a heart attack and that you've been diagnosed with heart failure. So I'm just going to real quick go over what that means for you and the steps that we need to take from here on out. So your heart attack has now led to the diagnosis of heart failure. And heart failure means that the muscle, which your heart is a muscle, and there's muscles around it that pump the blood throughout your body. And that's really important because that's what brings oxygen to your cells. It helps them keep functioning and doing the job that they're supposed to do. And this is as a result of hypertension, which is a big fancy word for high blood pressure. So every time your heart pumps blood, it's exerting a certain amount of force, which means it's working a certain degree. And because your blood pressure is high, it means that it's working too hard. And that's what's caused the muscle to decrease. So hypertension means it's working just too, hyper means it's working harder than it needs to, and tension is the blood that's going throughout your body. So real quick, I'm going to just show you what that looks like on this. So here's what a normal heart looks like, and you can see that that muscle is nice and thick. Mm-hmm. And here is heart failure, so what your heart could potentially look like. And that muscle has gotten thin because it's been pumping and working so much harder. And this is just a picture of it pumping. This is a normal heart, what we want it to look like, and you can see that all the blood in that area is going to the body where it needs to be. And here, in what your heart might look like, you see how it's not filling up all the way? Mm-hmm. That means that your body is not getting enough blood because it can't pump it all out because it's weakened so much. And you can see right there where it's gotten thinner. Mm-hmm. And then I've also provided you with an image so that you can go home, re-look it over, show people if they have any questions. Again, you can see that that's just gotten a little bit too thin, and that's what's requiring you to work so much harder. So the main problem in heart is hypertension, the blood pressure. And so now we're going to talk about steps to take to make sure that this doesn't happen again. We're going to start you off with some medication. It's called captopril. Now you're going to want to take this 3 times a day, and you want to take it on an empty stomach, so ideally before every meal. I understand that you work full time, so I went with the idea that you get up early. So say you have breakfast at 8 a.m. That means you're going to take the pill at 7 a.m. And the C is representative of the medication. Mm-hmm. If you have lunch at noon, you take it at 11. If you eat dinner at 5, you want to take the last round of medication until 4. And you're going to do this every day just until the bottle runs dry, until you're all out of pills. And that prescription will go to your local pharmacy for you to pick up. So this is for you to refer to. Mm-hmm. And I'm also going to have you... I'm going to send you to a cardiac rehab center. The goal of this is to help you recover from your recent incident as well as just improve your overall health. The goal, again, is to stabilize the progression of your heart failure, and what that means is we want you to recover as well as make sure it doesn't happen again. So that's what the rehab center is going to help you with. And then lastly is we want to change your diet. So this is going to kind of entail a lot, so I've got some papers for you to look over. The biggest thing is we really want to decrease the amount of saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium that you're taking. So this is a bunch of words, but there is a diagram on here of what you can look for when you're shopping to know what to avoid, what has what. The things that are going to be high in fat are red meat, cheese, butter, anything that's fried. Cholesterol, same thing, you want to avoid the fatty substances. And sodium is like salt. So things that are high in sodium are high in salt. If you see a salt shaker, push it away. You don't want it. This explains, again, kind of what I said, why you don't want these things in your body. Some hints to help you get started. And then here are the do's and don'ts, the foods you're allowed to take, foods you're not allowed to take. And again, when you're shopping, a way to read the label to make sure that that's following the diet. This is all for you, and you will also get a brochure when you leave that covers everything I said. Cool. So why is this important? Your heart is one of, if not the most important thing in your body. You want blood to get through your organs, your cells, make sure your whole body is working just fine. And if your blood pressure remains high, it can lead to either another heart attack or a stroke. Heart attack and strokes can lead to death, so that's why this is very serious, but it could also lead to vision loss, kidney disease, sexual dysfunction. Basically, every effect of this or side effect of this can make a drastic change in your life, and we want to make sure that doesn't happen to you again. Mm-hmm. So to make sure that I've demonstrated to you everything correctly and I've taught you well, I'd like you to teach back and tell me what I've said. So we can start with, what is the problem?
Hypertension, which is just high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. So blood is not pumping all the way through to everywhere it needs to
Yep,
be.
exactly. Your heart's not able to push all the blood out. The muscle's gotten a little bit weak. And then steps from here, the medication, the rehab, what does that entail?
The medication I'll take 3 times a day until the bottle is empty. And then the rehab is just to get my heart pumping how it should be and making it stronger.
Yep, so it's kind of going to work on your overall health, and that therapist will work with you pretty rigorously to make sure that you know how to treat your body and improve your fitness and everything from there. Mm-hmm. And then lastly,
the diet. So I want to cut out, sodium, which is salt, and cholesterol, and the amount of fat that I'm intaking.
Yep, and this has some instructions for you along with the brochure that you'll be getting, and they'll also go over that with you in your cardiac rehab in case you ever forget. And one more thing I want to touch on the medicine. How should you be taking that?
On an empty stomach 3 times a day.
Perfect. Is there any other questions that you have for me regarding your condition?
No, I think you covered it all.
Okay, awesome. Well, it was nice to meet you, and I hope that you heal well.
Thanks.